So we'll see certain questions on tropospheric communication, tropospheric propagation, you can say troposcatter. All these questions we are going to see today. First is, what are RF ranges? Radio frequency ranges. Can you tell the ranges of the RF? The answer here is, first is radio waves, and it is from 1 to 3 gigahertz. Radio wave from 1 to 3 gigahertz. Then we have microwave, that is 1 to 3 is radio, 3 to 30 is microwave, and then 30 to 300 gigahertz, it is millimeter waves. So radio, micro, and millimeter, 1 to 3 gigahertz, 3 to 30 gigahertz, and 30 to 300 gigahertz millimeter waves. What is effective Earth radius? Now you might have heard about Earth radius, that is around 3000, and we take it as 3700 kilometer, or for actually it's 36 something, but for the ease of computation we take it as 3700 kilometer. So the hypothetical effective Earth radius that makes the relative curvature of the ray and that of an effective Earth to be such that the radio rays appear to travel in the straight line rather than the curved line over the true Earth. So this technique is adequate in a well mixed atmosphere where the refractivity gradient can be assumed to be constant with height. Effective Earth radius, because Earth is curved. So how to mark or how to manage this curved propagation? For that, we use the effective Earth radius so that this uh, travel or this travel is assumed to be the straight line. The next is, what is surface refractivity? Surface refractivity, the refractive index of Earth atmosphere, which is calculated from observations of pressure, temperature, and humidity at the surface of the Earth. So the refractive index of Earth atmosphere is surface refractivity, and it is represented by NS. Various link budget of this tropospheric, this NS is taken as constant, say around 300, and some models they also variate it or compute it. Then comes the receiver sensitivity. See, a signal is coming from the, say, transmitter. Now receiver is there. A receiver, this transmitter has sent certain signal, and this signal is going to attenuate, degenerate. Receiver receives certain signal. So there is a threshold. There is a threshold below which the receiver will not be able to either receive or to understand the signal. So what is this? This is receiver sensitivity. So receiver sensitivity is the weakest RF signal level. Weakest RF signal level, usually measured in negative dBm, that our radio needs to receive in order to demodulate and decode a packet of data without errors. So receiver sensitivity is a measure of the ability of a receiver to demodulate and get information from a weak signal. And you can also say receiver sensitivity is the measure of the threshold, so that the receiver may demodulate and get information from any weak signal. What is free space loss? Free space loss. As signal spread out from a radiating source, the energy is spread out over a large surface area. This is an unguided media, because the propagation is taking place in air. So as this occurs, the strength of that signal gets weaker with distance. Various other parameters are there. So it gets weaker. So free space loss, which is measured in dB, specifies how much the signal has weakened over a distance. Next is, what is EIRP? EIRP, that is effective isotropic radiated power. Effective isotropic radiated power. So EIRP, or effective isotropic radiated power, is the actual RF power as measured in the main lobe or focal point of an antenna. So it is equal to the sum of the transmit power into the antenna, which is in dBm, added to the dBi gain of the antenna. Since it is a power level, the result is measured in dBm. What is that? SNR. SNR, signal to noise ratio. Signal to noise ratio is again the ratio, because the ratio signal power to noise power. So this again is a ratio which is measured in dB between the signal level received and the noise floor level for the particular signal. So the SNR is really the only thing receiver demodulators really care about. The ratio of the power, signal power to the noise power, signal power to the noise power, which is often in dB. So the ratio which is higher than 1, that is it is greater than 0 dB, increases more signal than noise. So less noise means more signal, greater noise means less signal. The SNR is given by the power. These are the power ratio, power of the signal to the power of noise. What is long-term fading? Long-term fading. So the long-term fades in a single strength are caused by the terrain configuration and man-made environments form a log normal distribution. This fading, it forms a log normal distribution with respect to the terrain configuration in the man-made environment. That is the mean received signal strength. It varies normally in dB if the signal strength is measured over certain distance. This is long-term fading. Long-term means the time is long. So in this term or in this duration, what fading is being seen due to these parameters is long-term fading. What is noise floor? The noise floor is a measure of the signal created from the sum of all the noise sources and the unwanted signal within a measurement system, where this noise is defined as any signal other than the one being monitored. This may include thermal noise, black body, cosmic noise, as well as the atmospheric noise from distant thunderstorms or similar, and any other unwanted man-made signals, sometimes referred to as the incidental noise. So noise floor is given by this expression. What is link margin? Explain expression and each term. Link margin. So it is so much related to link budget, as they are talked often together. Link budget. The link margin in a wireless communication system, the link margin, which is measured in dB, is the difference between the receiver's sensitivity, that is the received power at which the receiver will stop working, and the actual power received. You have certain money, say you have 100 rupees or $100. Now you have this in pocket. You spend some money here, some money there, and some money here also. So how much is remaining? Remaining is 20, 20, 20, that is 60. 60 minus 100 is 40. So the computation of 100 minus this 60, which gives 40, this is the link margin or link budget. Link margin is the difference between the receiver sensitivity and the actual power, which is the actual power which is received. Say you have a receiver, it receives certain power and it has certain RS, that is receiver sensitivity. So the difference of these two is known as the link margin. So in essence, the link budget will take the form of this equation, that is the received power will be equal to the transmit power and of course the gains minus the losses. So some power is transmitted, there are gains in the antenna gain, and all the losses which are there. So the received power will be of this order, and the PRX, that is the receiver, will receive what power? This PTX is the power sent, and these are the losses, various losses, and these are the two gains of the antenna. So in this case, this PRX is nothing but the received power in dBm. This PTX is the transmitted output power. This is the transmitter antenna gain. This is the receiver antenna gain. This LTX is the transmitter feeder associated losses like feeder, connectors, etc. This is the free space or loss or path loss. This is the highest among all. This LP is the miscellaneous signal propagation losses, which includes the fading margin, polarization, mismatch, losses associated with medium through the signal which is it is traveling, and the other losses. And this NRX is the again receiver, feeder, and associated losses. So these are the LTX and NRX, both are transmitter and receiver, feeder, and associated losses. So this is the simplest equation of the received power. So the CCIR method defines the loss like this. This is 30 log F minus 20 log D plus F theta plus LC minus VDE, where this F and V, these are plotted in CCI report, and Larsen estimated the coupling loss LC to be of this order, where this GT and GR are the gains of the antenna. F is the frequency, D is the distance in kilometer, theta is the scattering angle in radians, DE is nothing but the effective distance, F theta is the attenuation function, LC is the aperture medium coupling losses, VD is of course the climate variation factor. So once you compute this L50%, this is the median one. So you can calculate for any percent just having this using this formula, L50% minus YQ%, and YQ% is given by CP into Y90%, which is given by this. You can take this one, which is 99%. So all these values you can take. So these are a few questions on your tropospheric propagation and communication. Thank you so much. Take care.